guys, what's going on? Welcome to a new video. Finally got the NISMO two-way diff in my car right now. I'm currently driving with it in. So in this video I'm going to show you guys me taking out my diff, reinstalling it with the NISMO two-way in it. And man, it's made such a big difference. You guys will see in the video. And before I show you the video clips, I'd just like to say, if you're going to do this job, you're definitely going to need a really good jack. And you're definitely going to need a lot of good tools. You're going to need a torque wrench and a breaker bar. I didn't happen to have a breaker bar, so I just used the old method of doing the Bruce Lee kicks, right? But the problem was that there's a section when you take out the diff, the internal part, those bolts that go into the diff, they're insanely tight, and I didn't have a breaker bar, didn't have a torque wrench, so I sent that part to Chasers, and I'll show you guys in a clip of a photo of what it looks like with the internals being swapped out. But anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoy these clips of me taking out the diff, going for a little test drive. Alright, so we're going to start working on my diff right now, but just before I show you my diff, you're going to need some cool tools. So I recommend getting this, like this toolkit has like saved my life many times working on this car, like everything in, basically, and there's spanners in there as well behind this. Seriously, everything in there has just like worked perfectly on my Skyline. So if you guys want to get it, this is what the brand is. Turn the camera this way. There you go. I should have probably jacked the car up a bit higher, which I'm going to do after I show you this part of this. So I'm going to grab the jack the car up higher. Like, this is just ridiculous. I'm too big to fit under here. But anyway, what I've done is, so all the bolts, the shafts, the tail shaft, up here, the front of the diff or the back of the diff, whatever you want to call it, I've sprayed WD-40 all over it. So why I spray WD-40 on it is because this diff has probably not been taken out ever. So I reckon these have been sitting here for about 20 years. So it's best to spray WD-40 overnight, let it sit overnight, so that way when you can crack them open, so much easier than just sitting there with bullshit force, slipping, punching your knuckles against something sharp like this. Such bullshit. But anyway, gonna get the jack, gonna jack the car up, and I'm gonna put you guys on a time lapse so I'll take out my diff. We can finally put the NISMO two-way in. I also forgot to add in that part, when you're spraying the WD-40 in there, like you'll probably think, oh, how am I gonna get it up there? All you have to do is leave your gearbox in neutral, put your handbrake down, grab the tire, and turn it, and watch this. Easy access. So when you want to undo these bolts, nuts off the bolts, what you want to do is put the handbrake on, crack them open, and I'm going to put the handbrake down, then I'm going to spin the wheel, and then we're going to do the other sides that we couldn't reach before. So now it's a time. So after all this headache of just doing that, what you guys just seen in the time lapse, yes, there was only three done. And now I'm gonna have to go back into the car, take the handbrake off, spin the wheel, go back, put the handbrake up. Man, doing this job by yourself sucks. Make sure to use one of these if you can't fit the tool in there properly. Like, it just bashed up against the fuel tank, so I had to use this. Can't remember what it's called, but it works. Finally, we got the diff out. Oh my god. It took me so much longer because when I took everything out, the diff drops and it drops onto the sway bar. And trying to wiggle that out of that place, you got the shaft, you got the tail shaft in the way, you've got the sway bar in the way, you've got the exhaust in the way, so it won't just like slide out. And because the car is not really that high up, I don't have that much room to, like, you know, use these big ass muscles. But anyway, finally managed to get this stupid VLSD out, and we can finally put the NISMO two-way diff in, man. I'm gonna be so excited when this diff goes into this. We can start doing proper drifts. Man, I can't wait to install this tomorrow. You can see on the left, that is my shitty VLSD. Finally, the two-way NISMO diff is all ready to go back into the housing. Here is the NISMO two-way just sitting there looking sick. And here's everything ready to get put back into the diff housing. Also, as everything is getting put back into the diff housing, I've got the NISMO oils to put in. So you put that oil in, and then you drive around with it for about 1,000 kilometers, and then you change the oil over. That's just to wear in the diff. So I'm not going to go full send straight away, so I'm going to let the oil diff wear in, and then we can proper send. Man, I can't believe with the GoPro 7 you click the record button and it makes a sound, right? So it made the sound, but the camera turned off as I bloody put the diff not completely in, but I got a new jack right now. Had to take the exhaust out, but anyway, got the diff sitting in there. You can see I've got one nut holding that in, not completely in, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everything back together. So I'm going to raise the diff a bit more forward up, bolt it up from those two bolting points, and then start putting everything back together. And then finally we can go for a test drive and see how the NISMO two-way responds when I put my foot down on the pedal. I also forgot to add in this video, when you put the diff back into the car, there's the sway bar. It's very easy to take out. It's only like 6 bolts in total to get out, right? So basically, moving the sway bar out of the way, you won't have the bar blocking your path to lift the jack with the diff on top, just to raise it up and just pop it into the slots. Like, it makes it so much easier just taking out the sway bar, and I'll show you guys right now. See, right here, the sway bar goes from like there to there. It blocks your path to install the diff, right? So with the jack, you just lift the diff up completely and you should line it up. See right there, I've got him bolted in right now, and then it's time to do the tail shaft and the shafts and the sides. So much to do, but you gotta do it. So as you guys have seen right now, I've got everything put back together. I just gotta put the sway bar back, put the exhaust in, drop the car, and finally go for a test run and test out the NISMO two-way. I have been working pretty solid hours this week, so I'm pretty tired right now, so I need to wash up, get some dinner, and continue this tomorrow. So we're gonna continue this video tomorrow. Yo, so it's the next day and I've got everything back in right now. Check this shit out. Well, let me go start the car first, put it in drive. It's not an automatic, it's manual. Put it in gear, I'm gonna watch both the wheels turn, and then I'm gonna finally take it for a test drive. Man, I seriously cannot wait. Alright, let me put this in gear. I'm so happy I finally put the NISMO two-way diff in right now. Let's go for a test drive. I've just pulled over right now. Man, just want to quickly say, man, you can already tell the difference with the diff. When you put your foot down, the car like goes straight evenly, because with the VLSD you always felt like one wheel pushed further than the other, if that makes sense. So with this LSD, when you put your foot down, you feel all the torque, man. It's just beautiful. So, I know I said I was going to do drifting and that shit, but come on, give me a break right now. I spent a lot on this. It's not a cheap part, but I'm going to talk about why I chose this over the weldy. And the reason why I haven't done any drifts or donuts right now is because I want to let the diff wear in, like there's new oil, let it do its job for a bit, and then we will send it. Alright, I hope you enjoyed those clips of me installing the NISMO 2A diff in my car, and it's so awesome. I can't wait to wear in this diff. We can finally start doing donuts and some sick drifts as well. And I'd also like to say a big thank you to all the supporters that you guys have been showing so much love, sharing our videos, commenting, hitting up my Instagram. Thank you guys so much for making this channel happen. Me and Josh have also been talking about running a little meet somewhere in Melbourne. Keep you guys posted when something comes along where we're going to organize the meet. And we're also talking about making stickers for this channel as well, so hopefully we can get them out pretty soon. It should be pretty fucking sick. Alright, I'll catch you guys later, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.